Good afternoon, everybody. Just allow me for a moment just to kind of deviate from the written script here and just talk about this a little on a personal level. I met Mr. Shon Owens, I think, about 5 years ago, and almost immediately I felt a connection in my spirit with this man. And not too long after that, through a collaboration between the Franklin Center of Beaver County and the Aliquippa Weed and Seed, we developed a program that later became known as the Aliquippa Councilmen and Fathers. And Mr. Owens was recommended to me as someone who could possibly be a leading candidate as the coordinator of that initiative. And after the interview, I was deeply impressed and again felt that he was the one who should take on that leadership role. If you ever read the book, The Tipping Point, you know that they talk about in that book people called connectors. There are people who seemingly know everybody. And that is Shon. Shon knows everybody. If you ever talk to Shon, Shon knows everybody. And that unique ability to connect with everybody is something that he uses in professionally to expand and to develop the Aliquippa Councilmen and Fathers into the organization, that the program that it is today, and the successes that it has had. Shon is also, spiritually speaking, a kind of an Ezra. He recognizes that there are certain things that God-given principles that need to be reactivated or instilled or restored in our community. A community that has some, in some respects, some captive mindsets, and we talk about this often, how things need to be turned back right side up, and Shon is dedicated to trying to restore those principles. So Shon was a member of the United States Army, and he is also a former coordinator of the Why Not Healthy Marriage program. Mr. Owens, or Shon, has coordinated many youth projects and events throughout the tri-state area and has become a recognized leader in Beaver County. He has recently awarded the 4th Quarter Downtown 2010 Award for 1st Quarter, Downtown 2012 Recognition Award presented by the Aliquippa Franklin Avenue Development Committee. He is also a recipient of the District Attorney's Community Leader Appreciation Award. Mr. Owens, Shon, is married to his best friend, Jakiko Owens. I attended that wedding. It was such a moving and touching ceremony. You're coming up on your 1st anniversary, aren't you? And together they have 5 children and a dog named Wolfie. I met Wolfie. He's quite a character. And they reside in Center Township. So I want to present to you all Mr. Shon Owens. My friend, Mr. Shon Owens, and his colleague. On behalf of the Men's Fellowship of Church and Around, presenting you this certificate.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it. I have a few words, just a few, and I'll get out of the way. I do want to thank Bishop Clark for the vision to recognize men in the community. I also want to thank the Men Fellowship for going through with his vision to recognize men in the community. Really, really appreciate that. Thank you, Bishop Clark. Also like to thank all of you for coming out today, and especially my lovely wife for supporting me through everything. I do really appreciate a best friend like you for the good and bad times. But I do want to say briefly, as Mr. Pettis was saying, there are things that I see, and I see, and the call is, if men would just stand in place where we should stand. No blame, no shame. Women are not doing better. Men are not doing worse. Men should just stand where they should stand. And that is where God placed them to stand, as the head of their home, the head of their communities, the head of the schools, the head of the church. We are to teach our children. That's what I stand for. That's what I live for. God brought me back here on July 4th, coding 3 times in my life. I coded 3 times last July. Brought me back. And in that instance, he told me, you have work to do. And am I going to do it? You better believe it. Anybody going to get in my way? No. Because I know who's behind me. I know who's driving me. So I just ask men to get behind us. Let's put our hands together. Let's put our minds together, because our Cooper has the solutions for change. Well, there's some bright men in this room, just in this room alone. Bright men that can change the situation here in Aliquippa. There's not going to be one person. It's going to be a collective. That's where I stand at. There's a collective to make change, not one. I thank you all for this honor. I really, really do, Church and Round. Thank you.